welcome back to the Gear Obsession channel, and I'm your host Fred Hart, and in this episode we will be unboxing and doing a quick review on the Benchmade Pika II. So I will be unboxing the Pika II with my Delica 4, and oops. That should be adequate. I hate these blister packs, but this is what always seems to be what I get for some reason. So let's take a look at this right out of the box. Feels a little stiff. I don't know if I can... There we go. So it's possible to get it open with a little bit of wrist action. Let me try that again. Oops. Okay, not too bad. Lockup is nice and tight. I like the weight. The weight feels like about 3.74 ounces. I got the specifications up right there. The steel for the blade is a Chinese steel. It is a, let's see, I'm sorry, I don't have the spec up where I could read it. It is a 9CR13. Oh, look at this. Holy crap. This is something that this company Benchmark does. It says first production. Let me tip that a little bit. Wow. This is a first production. This sort of makes it a collector's item of some sort. Anyway, so the steel, it's also written over here what it is. I'm going to tip it up where it's probably going to blind you. But again, it's a 9CR13. Then it says COMOV. But what that all means is that it's slightly better than AUS 8 steel. It's slightly better. They add, let me see, they add a little bit of cobalt in here to improve upon the, it keeps an edge better because they add that. Slightly better, very slightly better than AUS 8. So I'll tell you, it feels sharp. So we'll go ahead and give it a test real quick. Okay, so this is right out of the box. I haven't done anything to it. Wow. Okay, anyone who says this ain't sharp out of the box is on drugs. They're on drugs. I know some reviewers actually said that this didn't seem sharp. I'll tell you what, it's sharp. Now this is the Benchmark Red Series, which means they are made in China, but this does not feel or smell or look like a cheap Chinese knife. Anyway, the handle feels good. You know, the jimping goes all the way back on this back. You see, it's a lock back design, and there is jimping. That's everybody's favorite word in the knife world. All the way back on the lock, all the way up onto the blade here. And if you're holding it tight and you're pressing, it provides some grip. And there's a little flare out here. So between those two, if you're holding it tightly, I don't think your hand is gonna slide. And anyway, if you're stabbing, you'd probably hold it that way, which the handle is shaped well for that. And again, my favorite way of holding it is like this. And you know, this clip makes holding it like this a little strange, you know, but I can switch it if I want. See, I can switch it here to the holes here, or look at that on the other side. So all 4 points of this handle, I can mount this clip. Now the nice thing is if you do blade or tipped down, then the clip comes all the way to the top. So let me close this up real quick. So if I put this into my pocket, look at that, you don't see very much. So it's good for concealing with tip down carry. You almost can't see it. Very nice. So let's now when I saw this, I immediately wanted to compare it. And guess what I want to compare it to? I'll give you a second to think about it. So, do you figure out what this sort of looks like at all? Well, I'm going to do a little bit of magic here, a little bit of fun. I got this cool app on my iPhone, and I want to show it to you. And it's really cool, and I'll introduce to you using that app what it sort of reminded me of. So I'm just doing some stop motion with this stop motion application on my iPhone. It's pretty cool. Anyway, the knife that it immediately reminded me of was the Endura 4 by Spyderco. There are some similarities. Of course, the obvious is the hole in the blade, which you can't copyright. And I think Spyderco did try to sue Benchmade about the hole, and you can't trademark a hole in the blade. That's ridiculous. So they lost. Anyway, there were a lot of similarities in just the feel and design and everything. But one thing that's not similar is that the Spyderco, which I really like, ran about $70 to $80, if not even more, and the Benchmade Pika II only costs about $35. Now, of course, there's some differences. You know, the steel, of course, it's not the same as VG10 steel. However, this steel is better than what you normally find on SOG knives that cost about as much as that. And this is reinforced nylon. It's not G10 or anything fancier, but there is some steel reinforcement in there, just like the Spyderco. So it's strong, it doesn't squeeze, it feels very adequate. You know, the clip is not overly strong. I would say it's a little bit on the weak side, but I haven't carried it to tell you for sure, but it's by no means weak. But I'd say this is a extremely high value, maybe one of the best knives in this price range that I've come across in a very, very long time. I mean, it feels very good. By the way, if you have some paracord or whatever and you want to put it in that lanyard hole, there's a lanyard hole there for you. So, to close up this video, this is just a quick look. I'm going to do a little more animation for you.